Hello trainers, Professor Palm here, and welcome back to March Meltdown. Now, today we're going to do something special. We're going to go to where the fire types all started. That's right. We're going back to Pokemon 4, 5, and 6. We're going with Charmander, Charmeleon, and almost everybody's favorite, Charizard. That's right, we're going old school, back when we had to choose a starter Pokemon in both Professor Sycamore and Professor Oak's lab, when we had the choice of either choosing Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle. Now let's be honest, most of us back in the day started off with Charmander. And honestly, why not start with this hot opportunity? Just look at how this evolutionary line goes. You start with a baby fire lizard, turning into a stronger fire lizard to becoming a fire-breathing dragon. For the first fire types, they really set the bar high. I don't think even Pokemon ever comes close to being as incredible as it is with fire types with this line. Well, I'm going to start this journey right. I'm going to start talking with little Charmander. Oh, right. Sorry. This Pokemon's ability is Blaze, not Flame Body. The Magby, Magmar, and Magmortar thing still is a little worrisome to me. My hands are still burning from it. The same thing with Ponyta. Just don't touch the tip of its tail. Let's start with little Charmander. Aww. Hey there, little guy. Aren't you a cutie pie? It really is hard to say that Charmander is not one of the cutest fire-type starters. And also, if you didn't know, Charmander is based off of the folklore version of the salamander, the ones that could set itself on fire and were seen as the elemental fire, which is very similar to the fire lizard seen in Frozen 2. While looking at that Charmander's face, you can tell it's very happy to see us. However, this Pokemon also has another way of showing us that it's very happy, not with breathing fire, not with its facial expressions, and not even with its eyes, but actually with its tail. You start with the Charmander, always pay very close attention to its tail. Never take your eyes off of it, because that fire on its tail can mean life or death for this Pokemon. If the tail is glowing with a nice orange with yellow tint flames, that means this Pokemon is doing very healthy. But if the fire is small and it has a lot of red flames, that means this Pokemon isn't doing well, as it's sick or it's doing weakly. But the biggest thing you must do is make sure that tail flame never goes out, because if that flame goes out, this poor Pokemon's life will end. Why don't we talk about a better thing? One good thing we should know about Charmander is the rain and the wind cannot extinguish its flames, so don't worry about anything natural happening. Those flames will burn nice and bright. Speaking of burning, they change colors depending on Charmander's emotions. When it's very, very angry, that tail flame becomes a very dark red, as well as it flares up. When it's very, very happy, its tail flame becomes a nice yellow, as well as a nice shade of orange, and it burns very quickly. When it's very sad, this Pokemon's flame becomes a very light red, and it burns very, very slowly, but not weakly. Charmander also really love hot places like a campfire, and they also really like being hugged by their trainer. You could say that they love warm hugs. Speaking of warm places, a great place you could take Charmander to is a volcano, or even take it to Alola, where it's nice and sunny all year long. Speaking of hot stuff, Charmander really loves spicy food. They love the taste of that in their mouth. Give this Pokemon a ghost pepper. It'll be your friend till the end of time. Charmander like to live in very rocky areas because, similar to lizards, they like areas that don't burn up easily, since a lot of them have the ability to accidentally start fires with their little tail tip. Even though Charmander is such an adorable Pokemon, it does have a habit of causing trouble when it doesn't even mean to. Every journey we go on, we always start off with an adorable starter Pokemon, and Charmander is no exception. However, as our journey continues, we should definitely level this Pokemon up and take it to the next level. Let's watch Charmander become something stronger. Let's watch its fires get stronger. And let's watch this Pokemon become much tougher. And evolve our little Charmander into Charmeleon. Charmeleon is a really cool looking evolution. I definitely like that it now gains a little bit of a back horn on its head. However, unlike its previous evolution, which was cute and cuddly, this Pokemon is barbaric and violent. Most of the time, it won't obey its trainer's orders and it'll do its own thing, which we definitely learned in the anime with Ash's Charmeleon. This Pokemon has a hot-headed nature, as it likes to take on opponents stronger than itself, and it also takes on the weaker ones. It's very prideful of its power, and it likes to show off and boast. When this Pokemon fights others, Charmeleon uses its sharp claws and its fire in battle, and it will not stop a battle until its opponent lies defeated. Similar to Charmander, Charmeleon live in the Rocky Mountains. Because of their power that they often boast and show off, they tend to set a lot of things on fire, and being in a rocky area is much helpful, as these Pokemon don't have to worry about setting massive fires. In fact, very similar to the Pokemon Magmar, Charmeleon are often blamed for forest fires that are started, while in the nice Rocky Mountains, they have none of that to worry about, and even that fire helps melt some of the rocks to give them a new home. Unlike Charmander, whose tail will go out and will end its life, Charmeleon does not have that to worry about. In fact, this Pokemon can survive even in water with its tail flame lit. You see, this Pokemon's tail says a lot about its motions, just like its previous evolution. When it gets a whitish blue shade, that means it's enraged, or it can also mean it's excited. However, it can also become much wavy when it's very happy. And when it's sad, its flames also become slower. During battle, when Charmeleon becomes weak, its ability Blaze activates, like with all Fire-type starters. However, this Pokemon also has a little trick up its sleeve. It likes to make the area it's fighting in unbearably hot and extremely humid. So, this puts the Pokemon at an advantage, as most Pokemon can't stand heavy heat, unless it's a fire type. But it can still win a fight nonetheless. Even if this Pokemon has a hot-headed nature, as well as a savage and violent one, it's a great partner to have around. Even if they won't obey your orders, if you reach them at the right level, they will listen to you, and they will always fight for you and be motivated to keep going on. So, even if this Pokemon's barbaric, it's a barbarian you want on your side. But now, it's time we take it to the highest level. Time to soar to the highest height. Everybody, put your hands together and welcome the star of the show, Charizard! Charizard is hands down one of the greatest fire types of all time, if not greatest fire type starters of all time. I mean, just look at this Pokemon. It's probably the most well-known, well, next to Pikachu, but a lot of us loved this Pokemon, especially in the card game with its 100 attack damage Fire Spin. The most distinctive feature of Charizard are its gorgeous wings. Just look at those things. This Pokemon is so fast in the sky, it can reach an altitude of 4,600 feet in just minutes after it takes off. It's crazy that in Red and Blue, this Pokemon couldn't learn Fly. Just like its previous evolution, Charmeleon, Charizard loves to fight strong opponents. However, it doesn't like to fight weaker opponents, as it doesn't like to be prideful of its power. As it's proud of its power, it doesn't like to show off. When Charizard's ability Blaze activates, or it's enraged, the fire on its tail will change colors to a whitish blue. Also, the fire gets much more violent that it engulfs a little bit more of the tail. It can even set its entire tail on fire. Pikachu may be the mascot of Pokemon, but Charizard is probably the most famous Pokemon of all time. And it has the distinction of being used by 4 different champions: Blue, Red, Lance, and Leon. Even without Charizard's Blaze ability, its firepower is unmatched. This Pokemon can melt glaciers in seconds. Even one that weighs 10,000 tons falling on it will be evaporated in seconds with just one flamethrower. As said before, Charizard will not take on opponents weaker than it, as it likes to give all of its opponents a fighting chance. This Pokemon also has incredible self-control, especially when enraged. It even keeps its cool when it's in the weak side, which is crazy, as this Pokemon never has to worry about looking bad, as this is probably one of the most incredible designs for a Pokemon ever. The best part about Charizard being your partner is the massive payoff you get. You can now fly through the sky on this incredible dragon. It may be a fire flying, but we all see this Pokemon as a dragon. And why wouldn't we? Not only does it look like one, it has the powers of one. Who wouldn't want to fly through the sky on a fire-breathing dragon? While you could choose Squirtle or Bulbasaur, I would recommend to any trainer to start with Charmander, because Professor Oak said it best, it's a Pokemon worth raising. And just look at those evolutions and that massive payoff. These Pokemon are so bright, they put the sun to shame with their incredible firepower. This whole fire-type starter line is as close to perfect can be. I don't think another line that we've ever had for a starter of fire types comes as close to being this incredible as well as most memorable. How much stuff can you think of with Charizard in it? As cool as Charizard is, it got even stronger as time went on. And guess what? In Generation 6 in Kalos and the games X and Y, we got Charizard in one of the coolest ways possible. Professor Sycamore introduced us to Mega Evolution, and Charizard not only could Mega Evolve, he could Mega Evolve into 2 different forms. Mega Charizard X and Mega Charizard Y. Finally, after all these years, the Dragon type was added to Charizard. How cool is that? I guess Game Freak really loved both of these designs and decided to put them in 2 different games. Depending on which game you got, you were allowed to get this type of Charizard. Now, let's put on our Mega Rings, and let's go in alphabetical order and Mega Evolve Charizard into Mega Charizard X, the black dragon with the blue flames. I'm so glad that Game Freak looked at the shiny Charizard and decided, let's give that the color for this Mega Evolution. Just look at those beautiful black scales. It really goes nicely with that light blue underbelly, but also those dazzling blue flames, as well as the blue scales on Mega Charizard's wings. What's really cool about this Mega Evolution, on both sides of its shoulders, it has blue claws. But the real showstopper of Mega Charizard X is its incredible blue wings. Just look at those lovely wings on this thing, as well as that blue fire coming out of its mouth. Charizard's already one of the coolest looking Pokemon alive, but this Mega Evolution took it even a step further. I mean, look at this thing. This is what a raging dragon in Pokemon looks like, especially looking at Charizard's red pupils. You know that this thing means business. When Charizard Mega evolves into Mega Charizard X, not only do its scales become a lovely shade of black, its scales become much rougher. Also, so do its wings. Just look at them, how they feel a little more tattered, but look even stronger. Also, don't even get me started on those lovely blue flames Charizard has coming out of its mouth and its tail. Don't ever touch these things, because those flames it has are even hotter than the sun. It's so good to finally see Charizard become a dragon, as he deserves to be. Who cares if it's not his typing? We always said Charizard's a dragon, and now it's great we finally got a dragon typing added to this Pokemon. Despite this thing being able to fly in the games and in the anime, it's not a flying type, and it does not have the ability Levitate. Its ability is instead Tough Claws. Mega Charizard X is hands down one of the coolest Pokemon Mega Evolutions ever designed, but our story doesn't end here. However, if speed is more your thing and you don't like the strength, then let's change up our Mega Stone and watch as our Charizard turns into Mega Charizard Y, one of the fastest flying fire types ever. While Mega Charizard X looked like a much more raging dragon, Mega Charizard Y has a much more similar appearance to Charizard. However, this Pokemon is a little sleeker than what Charizard looks like. The most interesting feature about this Pokemon are its fin-like wings on both of its wrists. This helps this Pokemon fly much faster. Mega Charizard's Y power doesn't come from within, but instead it comes from the bond it has with its trainer. Crazy that this Pokemon's ability is Drought. It should have Battle Bond as an ability, because the bond gives it much more motivation and it gives it a reason to win a fight. While Charizard X got the special attack and attack upgrade, this Pokemon got the speed upgrade with those incredible wings. Just look at that wingspan. If you pay attention to that middle horn it has, that helps this Pokemon steer better, because with the wings this big, this Pokemon can get anywhere really quickly. So riding on this thing will be a lot of fun. This Pokemon has the ability to outmaneuver a fighter jet at top speed. It can even put bullets to shame, as this thing can hit a target long before a bullet can even hit its mark. Always look carefully when you see this Pokemon, because blink and you'll miss this incredible flyer. For those of you who like speed, this Pokemon is perfect when it comes to speed, as it's the fastest fire type to this day. Charizard may not be the mascot of Pokemon, but it's probably the most well-known and most famous Pokemon of all time. This Pokemon doesn't have just one, it has 2 Mega Evolutions. How many other Pokemon can say that? Both of these Mega Evolutions are ideal for any team. Not just that, they look incredible. But our story doesn't end here. Nope, it continues further. Charizard's power only grew. Game Freak decided go big or go home has to be put in for Charizard. And in Galar region, or Generation 8 with Sword or Shield, we finally saw Charizard in its most incredible form possible. Thanks to Professor Magnolia's research, as well as Gen 8, even Leon, we finally got to see Charizard in its most incredible form ever, in the form of G-Max Charizard, or Gigantamax Charizard. Just look at that behemoth! I have seen so many fire dragons in anime. I have seen so many fire dragons in video games, but Gigantamax Charizard takes the cake! And he probably ate it too. This is the coolest looking Gigantamax we will ever have. I don't think anything comes to being as close to terrifying and perfect as this Pokemon is. I cannot get over how incredible this Pokemon looks. But if you ask me, its colossal wings of fire and those horns of fire are a showstopper. This Pokemon goes all out for its design, and everything about it makes you look at it in awe. It's a Pokemon you can never look away from. Well, Giratina is the Pokemon Devil. I think Charizard is what the Spirit of Vengeance would look like in Pokemon form. This Pokemon looks like a dragon that was defeated, but its spirit can never rest and has that anger inside that burns brighter than the sun. I think even Hades himself would use this Pokemon, not just because of its power, but because this looks like a thing from the nightmares. This is a Pokemon whose fire, as well as power, would bring anyone to their knees in just seconds. Gigantamax Charizard's flames aren't just for show, because this Pokemon can breathe fire at the temperature of 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit. If you didn't know, that's as hot as a star. But it can get even hotter when this Pokemon's ability Blaze activates, which powers up its fire moves when in trouble, or it's enraged, its fire can reach the temperature of supernova. Are Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard your favorite fire-type starter line, or do you prefer another? Did you start off with Charmander, or did you gravitate more towards Squirtle or Bulbasaur? Is Mega Charizard X or Mega Charizard Y the one you prefer, or do you like them both? And who's your favorite Gigantamax Pokemon? I want to give a huge thanks to Techranova for my Fire Dragon Within shirt. If you really like the shirt, you can actually buy these shirts on Etsy. That's where I buy them. She's an incredible artist, so please buy a shirt from her and give her the business she deserves. I thought wearing it today would be appropriate for a fire video. Also, it is really getting hot in here thanks to Mega Charizard's drought ability. I need a bottle of fresh water. So, I think I'll end this right now. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like and smash that like button. If you have an idea that you want to see turned into a video, you want me to talk about another fire-type Pokemon for March Meltdown, or you have an idea that you want turned into a video, please comment. And as always, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Palm out.